Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is not Justin.
But this is Matt.
And let's see. Batman, marry Wonder Woman, kill Superman. My name is Landon Doan.
I'm going to mix that order up a little bit and just marry, try to kill, and, with Superman.
Yeah, we all figured that's where you were going to go with your FMK game, as the kids I'm sure call it. Yeah, hi everyone. Jay is obviously not with us this episode because he's on this thing called a vacation, and Dad didn't invite either me or Maddie Weave, so what's up with that?
I know. What's the deal? I thought we had an agreement.
I thought we were a family here. Apparently not.
Evidently. We're a forgotten one.
Yeah, I guess technically a forgotten family is still family, so, though to be fair, that means Dad's away, so that means you can go rifle through his stuff because you're right down the street.
Oh, dude! I'll be right back.
All right, sweet. Yeah, get me that Oakland A's hat he's so proud of. I want that thing. I don't even like the A's. It's the principle.
We'll take some pictures in it and send it to him.
Absolutely. We're gonna cut the bill off and send it to him one piece at a time.
The bill off. That's awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get that dark this early, even though I did just do a FMK game with the holy trinity of DC heroes. Of course, we're talking about what came out of San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. But before we get to that, we have a format we're going to try and stick to, even though Dad didn't hear this week. And generally at the top of the show, it is a cafe, and beverages are served. So, Maddie Weave, what's in your cup this evening?
Oh, I got another Dunkel.
Look at that, drinking local.
That's right, I keep it local, baby. Hey, when I pop these caps, there's 3 stars in there.
There you go, VOLS, go Vols, go. And the Dunkel Yeehaw, that is actually my favorite beer that Yeehaw makes.
Oh, my God.
And I'm generally not a fan of, like, the heavy beers.
No.
But there's something about their Dunkel that is just like, I'm going to do the kissy chef emoji face here. Mwah.
C'est magnifique.
There we go. Whoa. Slow it down. Don't make me look that dumb.
Oh, no, this is the alcohol talking. I don't even know what I just said.
Then C.
C.
Yeah, I hablo Espanol. 4.5 years of Spanish, that's what's up.
Oh, is that what you just said to me? I really didn't know. Hey, since you and Justin always talk about sports, guess who I met today?
Who'd you meet?
Benji Schuler.
Really? Former U.S. congressman / maybe senator? I really don't know my politics.
Not
for
he,
North
Schuler.
Carolina?
Not he, Schuler. I met
You mean
Benji.
former congressman / House of Representatives brother Benji Schuler?
Who was a super nice guy. I met him in my professional life. Super nice guy. I mean, couldn't ask for a better guy.
If you're not aware of the sports tie, Benji's brother Heath was a star quarterback for Tennessee back in, the mid-90s? Something like that?
Well, Benji played too,
yeah,
right?
Benji played, but I mean, like, Heath was the one that rang the cash register.
Yeah.
Benji...
Oh, yeah. He fleeced the Redskins.
Oh, dang right he did. Hail to the Redskins. Fail victory. But, but yeah, that's our tie to Heath Schuler, and then he decided to go east and become a congressman or a House of Representative. I honestly can't remember.
I think he owns North Carolina. I think he bought it straight out.
I thought that was Michael Jordan.
Oh, no. Michael Jordan's just on the state flag.
Oh, that's right. Well, on one side, it's the laughing Jordan. On the other side, it's the crying Jordan.
Yes, exactly.
Got to appreciate the fact that North Carolina has embraced the memes. But for me, I am sipping something local. If I was to go to Ireland, I am drinking Bushmills Irish whiskey because, oh boy, do we have a slate of stuff to talk about.
Now,
because stuff has happened since we last joined you, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. So, with your whiskey, is it whiskey or is it scotch? I'm really fuzzy on those.
Bushmills labels itself as an Irish whiskey.
It identifies as a whiskey. Okay.
Yes. I started to go with some Bullet bourbon today because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about that I almost feel like I had to bite the bullet. But, my credit card said otherwise. So it's Bushmills time, baby.
Hey. Just because it's cheap don't mean it's bad.
Dang right, seriously. It's like, as somebody who drinks a lot of whiskey and a lot of bourbon, I'm okay with Bushmills. Or Bushmills. Yeah, we're going to play a fun game. See if you, the lovely listener, can figure out the exact moment that Landon gets drunk, because I'm driving this boat tonight because Dad's on vacation.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, so if you think about it, this is Jay's fault.
I'll direct all comments to his Twitter of anything you don't like. At the Croots! With your dissatisfaction.
Yep, that's how he says it and everything. Though, Hope Jay is having fun with his lovely family at the beach, and then they go to some place called Diosny World or something like that.
Oh, is that what it was called? I thought it was called Dawes World, and I was going to ask you, did you get a piece of that? Did you get a little bit of moolah?
Dawes World coming 2024. We're gonna build the park in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, aka the worst place to build anything ever. Anyway, so we've rambled for like 10 minutes.
Well,
so it's just like every other episode of Nerd News Cafe. I feel like I need to say we're going to try and keep it tight, but then, jump to 2.5 hours later, we're still going, par for the course. Are there any movies that came out at the beginning of the year that we need to just now review, because we need to stick with our very timely Nerd News Cafe movie reviews? Like, guys, I finally saw Titanic. You're never going to believe what happened at the end.
Holy crap. Would you believe that Jack made it? Titanic 2. Jack is back.
Okay, yeah, so spoiler alert, in Titanic 2, not only does Jack survive, he's a cyborg. Nobody saw that one coming.
And Van Damme comes in because he has to help the world against Drago?
Exactly. I mean, what do you think sinks Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo?
True. Very true.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there it is, the severely late NNC spoiler of Titanic 2. Anyway, actual shit happened this week, so we're going to get into it.
We're avoiding it.
Yeah, we really are. When Matt says we're avoiding it, we really are, because the most, I guess, newsworthy thing that came out of San Diego Comic-Con this past week was not necessarily anything that happened at San Diego Comic-Con itself. It's what happened before San Diego Comic-Con, when Disney decided to part ways with Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn after a troll and his online, goon squad dredged up tweets that the director sent back between the years of 2008 and 2011, tweets that he has, by the way, since apologized several times for, and even talked about the controversy when he was initially hired as the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy. At the time, Disney was like, yeah, that was then, this is now, and James is a different person. And everything we've seen from director James Gunn from his days where he described himself as, I'm getting this quote from his Twitter, twitter.com/James Gunn, he viewed himself as, quote, a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo, end quote. So Gunn has owned up to these tweets, these decade-old tweets, has apologized several times for that, and everything we, the public, have seen has shown immense amount of growth, not only as a director, but as a human. I mean, Gunn has become a very big advocate of LGBTQ community, and also he has become very vocal of President Donald Trump on Twitter. And this right here is the issue, because James Gunn was taken down by a mob that wasn't upset at his quote-unquote pedo tweets that he sent back in 2008 to 2011. This troll, I mean, he's very proudly proclaimed that this is exactly what he wants to do. These people that are claiming to be upset about these tweets, they're not upset. They are creating an atmosphere of faux outrage. And it's like, I know we don't like to get political on this show, but sometimes politics does rear its ugly head. Like, this is a move out of the Russian propaganda machine. Like, you find something that you know is going to gin up a bunch of outrage, or whether it be actual outrage or faux outrage, and you just plug it in every social media platform, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm sure there's some other ones, these Russian bots are probably really big into Friendster.
Friendster.
If I'm willing to wager.
Life Journal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, totally. Their live journals are all about hashtag bring down James Gunn. But it's like, this is what they do. And the disappointing thing is, it's like, Matt, feel free to get in here because I feel like I'm about to just like get on a soapbox and start attacking people with it. It's like, this is what this troll has done. And this is what, when I say he's done it in the past. I mean, he's gone after MSNBC contributors. He's gone after freelancers for the Los Angeles Times. This is what this troll and his goon squad want. These are the people that are saying they're so outraged. They're not outraged in the least bit. This troll, and by the way, we're not going to say his name. We're not going to give him the satisfaction.
No.
From his official Twitter, this was posted on August 11th, 2012, quote, "Have you guys ever tried raping a girl without using force? Try it. It's basically impossible. Date rape does not exist," end quote. This is something that this garbage human being has posted on his own personal Twitter. But when James Gunn makes jokes about pedophilia, which, by the way, in the context of the jokes, first of all, the jokes are not funny.
No. Not one bit. If he was trying to be funny, no, he failed.
Like, honestly, it's like as somebody who likes comedy, I'm offended at just how unfunny they are. But at the same time, James Gunn said, like, back in the day, he was trying to just say shit for the sake of, shocking people and riling feathers. And that's... I guess that's not an excuse, but at the same time, everything we've seen from James Gunn has shown he's grown immensely as a person, and it seems like the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy is backing him. But before we get to that, I mean, Matt, I know I've dominated this entire conversation. Get in here. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I feel like you had that shirt to rip, as a person we won't mention that you're ashamed of also.
Brother.
But here's the thing, man. I'm not a big political guy. I live my life. I don't like complication. But I'm not giving James Gunn a pass necessarily because he does good movies. I am all about reform. If you can prove to me that that's not who you were or that's the person you wanted to evolve from, which obviously he has because there hasn't been any... How far did they have to go back? What, 20...
They had to go back to tweets between 2008 and I think the last one that this goon squad tried to gin up was in 2011. So, I mean, we're looking at a 10 or an 8 to 10 year period.
I'm not saying this what it is, but if you wanted to get noticed as a director, the quickest way to do that is crazy taboo stuff on Twitter. I mean, if you want to get noticed, that's how you're going to do it. And
you remember Twitter back in the day? I mean, it was nothing but people trying to just be shock jocks.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how you got noticed on Twitter back in the day.
It's not a new thing. I mean, Stern made a career from it. So, before Twitter, he just got on the radio and started saying all kinds of messed up stuff. Another one like him is Mancow, if everybody remembers that guy.
Hey, going back to that whole Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, here's the thing. If you really want to look at yourself, and I don't know how many people out there have Facebook. I would imagine most of you do. I've heard it's for old people now, but that's what the kids
let me tell you, if it wasn't for my job, I would delete the hell out of my Facebook. And I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I used to think like Twitter was the platform that I like. After this week, I'm starting to look at Twitter sideways myself.
Absolutely. I think social media as a construct needs to... I don't want rules and reform. I want people to look at what you're saying. Police yourself. But at the same time, I can't tell you how many... Because I'm on Facebook. I have family. That's the only way they get to see my kids and my family and all that. So, I probably won't delete mine. But at the same time, there are times I'm like, this is garbage. But
seriously, my Facebook, if it was not for my job, I would have shot that thing into space so long ago.
Absolutely. Everybody hangs on for a different reason. Here's the thing here's the point I'm making. How many times have you got, you remember this from, insert years here, and you look at it and you go, oh, God, is like, that what I said?
Oh, no, I need that one back. Why? Did
I post that? Sober? I mean,
that's the thing. You talk about stuff posted a decade ago. It's like, in the context of when it was posted, it might be okay. But this troll on the tweets that he cited about James Gunn. He removed all context for it, so he's positioning James Gunn like he's some sort of pedophile, which
I know.
Which, as far as we can see from the outside, could not be farther from the truth.
He's done nothing to prove it. We're talking about a director that said some off-color, messed up joke that he thought would get him noticed. Obviously it worked, because Disney didn't incorporate him. And now you've got some guy who, I'm going to tell you right now, this troll has some videos that I can't even watch. Like, there was one that got passed around on Twitter, which I know you didn't get to see, Landon. I don't want to tell you what it's about, but if you search this guy out and you see this video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is absolutely disturbing that he is allowed to say this. Now, granted, we're in America, land of the free speech, but the stuff coming out of his mouth is vile and nasty, and I don't see how he has any accreditation. I mean, he's right up there with Alex Jones as far as I'm concerned.
Damn right.
I mean, he's batshit crazy.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I talked earlier about how like MSNBC and the Los Angeles Times had fallen for his bait in the past, and it ended up with the firings of MSNBC contributor Sam Seder and Los Angeles Times freelancer Perry Fine. I do know in the case of Sam Seder, MSNBC, they realized that they got played by an online troll, and they reversed their decision. So I can only hope that Disney does the same thing, because it's like I do want to get into what Gunn said about this on Twitter. He did a 5-point tweet, and I feel it is a beautiful way to talk about these allegations. But so far, the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy online are very much in support and behind James Gunn.
They know how talented he is. They know what kind of person he is. Let me tell you something.
More than that, they know the character of his person.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you right now, at your workplace when somebody messes up, and if that person is a messed up person, you are going to put yourself as far away as you possibly can.
Have another drink, buddy.
Buddy, I'm on bottle 2.
Hells to the yeah, this is what happened when Dad's away.
That's right.
Everybody's getting drunk. Everybody get naked. Hashtag get naked. @nerd_news_cafe.
So this just suddenly turned into a YouTube thing if you got... No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you put yourself a million miles away from that person. But you know what that cast has done? Do you know what everybody related to it, except for Disney executives, have done? Put themselves closer, supported, jumped in.
They put themselves behind James Gunn.
Exactly. No one does that in Hollywood. No one.
And especially in this day and age, especially when everybody's just really trying to cover their own backs, it's very refreshing, and almost I think it tells you the quality of the character of James Gunn, because you would think if he's some horrible human being, this would have given the people that he impacted directly, it would have given them like the green light, air all of your dirty laundry. But I mean, ever since this stuff has come out, like Dave Bautista @DaveBautista on Twitter, quote, "I will have more to say, but for right now, all I will say is this. @James Gunn is one of the most loving, caring, good-natured people I have ever met. He's gentle and kind and cares deeply for people and animals. He's made mistakes. We all have. I am not okay with what's happened to him." And that's Drax the Destroyer, Dave freaking Bautista saying
that's a man. I'm going to tell you right now, if there's somebody's career that could be shattered by putting your support somewhere it doesn't need to be, it's Dave Bautista, because everybody else I think would land on their feet. But Dave Bautista, don't get me wrong, super awesome. Everything he's doing is super awesome. But he's still, everybody sees him as a wrestler. And
I was going to say, I know you're going to say, he needs this gig, but in all honesty,
no, he doesn't really need it.
If this was to drop out from under him, there is a money run in WWE left for him.
Sure there is. Absolutely.
WWE would listen.
But to an acting career, it'd be easily for everybody to go, oh, Dave Bautista, supported, James Gunn.
Oh, he's just a stupid musclehead loser.
Exactly. But that's not what it is, and no one thinks that. Even after these comments, they're like, yeah, Dave Bautista, I'm with you. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it except for the people who need to see it.
Except for the people that matter, and that's just so damn unfortunate.
Hey, you know what, though? not between me and you, there's 1,000 other people, millions and upon millions listening.
Yes, between me and you and the recording software that we have rolling right now.
Look, I may be a little deep into these bottles, but
man, this will be the best episode ever.
I don't
also the one that gets
much.
us for libel/slander.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was DC, I would be like a freaking vulture, just.
Well, and we're going to get to DC because I think they had a damn good
Oh
San
my
Diego
God, I am
Comic-Con.
so excited when we get... Guys, I know we're getting down right here, but you are going to hear the electricity come through this mic when we get to these freaking trailers we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to head to Trailer Town here in a second, and for the most part, it's all positive. So, yay, everybody! But unfortunately, we still have to talk about this James Gunn stuff because I like this bugs me to no end. But before we get to the other celebrity responses, aka people he's worked with in the past, I do want to read James Gunn's statement that he put on Twitter. And like I said,
Absolutely.
This is a 1 of 5 part Twitter, so follow him at James Gunn. That's Gunn with 2 N's on Twitter. Quote, many people have followed my career, know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I've discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. It's not to say I'm better, but I'm a very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. In the past, I have apologized for humor of mine that hurt people. I truly felt sorry, and I meant every word of my apologies. For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make, and it seems obvious, but still, here I am, saying it. Anyway, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and I feel like a more full human being and a creator today. Love you to you all. And that's the last we've heard from James Gunn. And like I said, everything that we've heard, we the public, he has grown immensely since the days that he sent out those tweets. And by the way, when he sent out those tweets, he was part of Troma Films, which, by the way, do you know what Troma Films are?
Oh, yeah, I know the
Toxic Avenger. Yeah, they are the type of studio that is just doing offensive stuff for the sake of being offensive. That's not to say that Lloyd Kaufman and everybody at Troma are doing bad work. That is not what I'm saying. I met Lloyd Kaufman. He's a lovely human being. But at the same time, once again, that context that this troll removed from these tweets, it is important. Never once is James Gunn advocating for pedophilia or child molestation or abuse of any child. Like, not once in any of these tweets. But the fact that so many people are faux outraged over these tweets, the fact that Disney had to react, like, Disney, you need to go to change.org. And generally, petitions online don't do anything. But before we started this recording, there is a petition for north of 50,000 plus people saying James Gunn needs to be brought back. And you know what?
Isn't to be taken lightly.
No, it isn't. And not only is the public saying that, I already mentioned Dave Bautista. Selma Blair is saying, I thank you for your talent, your decency, and your evolution as a man. You propped me up when I was in a scary place and guided me towards the decent and right thing to do. You have shown strength of character more than most anyone I know. You understood. Zoe Saldana, she plays Gamora. Quote, it's been a challenging weekend, I'm not going to lie. I'm pausing myself to take everything in before I speak out of term. I just want to let everyone know I love all members of my Guardians of the Galaxy family. That is all. And finally, Chris Pratt drops a little biblical knowledge. James 1:19. Understand this, my brothers and sisters. Let every person be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. And you know what? I know a lot of people have given Chris Pratt garbage and grief for being religious. I don't disagree with him here.
Hey, man, whatever works for you.
And you know what? If he subscribes to the theory where he believes that every person needs to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger, I really feel like we as a society, as a world, could deal with some of that. Because just like the faux outrage that we have to deal with every day. I was telling Matt before we started recording, every day I wake up and I ask myself, what fresh hell do we have to look forward to in this hellscape we're living in? And I really feel like going forward, that's going to be a question we're going to have to ask, because especially content creators on the internet, and God forbid you say something negative about
anybody.
Yeah, this is now the world we live in, but it's not just Guardians of the Galaxy stars that are backing James Gunn, like Bobcat Goldthwait.
That's a big one to me. That his protest probably says the most to me, because he's asked that his voice be removed from the Disney
World of Colors villains.
World of Colors. Evidently, his voice is being used in the World of Colors. He's asked
because back in the day, he did the voice of Pain in the animated movie
Hercules.
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
So and this is a ride that features Hercules characters. So why wouldn't you get Bobcat Goldthwait? Unless ...
Well. And here's the thing. He's asked that it be removed. Now, I'm sure there's some contractual residuals that come from that. And for a man to go, I don't need that money and I don't need that, if you can't stand behind somebody who hasn't done anything but grow with you. You know? And
see, like, that might be my biggest bone of contention.
Do we need to even bring up Walt Disney and some of his problems? I'm not going to. I'm just going to say...
Oh, you shouldn't say that, God.
Oh, I'm going to get you, Matt.
I'm going to come break your motherfucking legs.
He will, too. I'm just saying, nobody is without fault. But the things that they do in this world matter. So you know what? Everybody's allowed to screw up, okay? Or be something that they thought was right, and it wasn't. It's okay.
And that's the thing. It's like you mentioned some of the skeletons in the Disney closet. It's like,
oh goodness,
Song of the South. Like,
let's talk about Song of the
South out loud near any Disney executive.
Let's talk about the Asian references in Aristocats. Let's talk about Peter Pan and our First Nation folks.
How?
Yeah. So, Disney, maybe you should take a look at yourself.
Oh, and also, by the way, they're currently employing Johnny Depp.
Hey, let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. That man lived on cocaine alone for decades.
And guess what? He had a redemption. He hit rock bottom.
He figured it out.
He fixed himself, and he has been great since then. But I mean, like, what the Disney decision with James Gunn says to everybody else, hey, yeah, okay, you said some dumb stuff back about a decade ago. That's going to define you forever. It doesn't matter how much you've grown as a person, how much you've given to charities, how much you've been an advocate. This right here says once you do something, you are irredeemable, because this group of online trolls makes it so. Like this is a dangerous precedent, and Disney needs to undo it.
It is. Don't do this for the simple fact of, the standards that you are putting upon every other studio. No one's hireable, because we're all fallible. Welcome to the world. Hi, I'm a human.
Especially in this day and age, it's like if you've grown up with a social media, I guarantee.
Oh God, I feel sorry for the generations that have.
Post that you want back, like I have no doubt there's something that it's like, if somebody just trolled through all of my, it should be like, yeah, that one sucks.
Most of mine's embarrassing more than it is like troublesome, but there are ones I have seen on my Facebook come up and I'm like, oh Lord, Matt, 2008, you need a punch in the face.
Okay, so
I think we've explored this topic to the point of heavy alcohol. Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Well, sweet, because I still have heavy alcohol to talk about. But please, can we talk about something that isn't nearly as soul-breaking and crushing as this bullshit?
Landon, I want to talk about Godzilla.
Oh, I'm on board, Godzilla!
God, I was so excited. Except for Mothra. You can go straight to hell. But everybody else.
Whoa.
No.
What's your problem with Mothra?
I hate I hate Mothra. I hate it. But you know what? I'm going to tell you like this. I want this movie to change my mind. I want it to change my mind. I want it to grow me as a person. I know that's not the way you say it, but that's the way I'm going to say it.
It's interesting you say you want this trailer to grow you as a person, because I want this trailer to grow me past, oh my God, this looks amazing.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now.
Can they give me any assurance that this movie is not going to suck balls? Because if you remember back to the original did you see the original trailer for Godzilla? Because those trailers were they were amazing. And then when we saw the movie, Bryan Cranston's killed in the first 10 minutes, and we got to deal with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the most uninteresting manner possible.
So, but you dwelled on Bryan Cranston. He's not the star, okay? You know who the star is. King of the Monsters. Absolutely.
But we didn't see him!
We didn't. Okay, so...
No,
we did see him. I saw him in the trailer I saw. Dude, he wakes up and shoots a beam into space that probably kills thousands of aliens.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm all aboard on this trailer. Like it has 11 from Stranger Things in it. Like
she does panicked well.
She
does, oh my God, the world is falling apart so well.
And oh, by the way, we have the coach from Friday Night Lights, so...
That's right, and he's a dad. All right, let's go through the monsters.
Yeah, there are monsters, plural, and not those stupid cockroaches,
dude,
bullshit that we got in the last one. By the way, the last Godzilla movie made by America sucked.
Oh, dude, there is is it Shenzhen?
Oh, Shin Godzilla is amazing.
Shin is awesome.
I love Shin Godzilla.
Did you watch the animated one on Netflix?
Did not watch the animated
Super awesome.
Okay, well then I know what I'm doing as soon as we get off here. All right, so for Matt, no.
So, in this one, let's go through them. So we got Godzilla. We got...
The King. I
saw Mothra.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Gamera? Is that Gamera?
Are you talking about the three-headed son of a bitch?
No. That's Megalodon, right?
I thought that was King Ghidorah.
Okay, King Ghidorah. Maybe. I'm get fuzzy and messed up.
Let me do a...
There's a point, if you're watching the trailer, and you see 11, because God knows what her real name is, she comes up and she touches a turtle's head. I'm pretty sure that's Gamera. That's Mr. Fireworks at his ass. Spinning turtle. So, we got Rodan, and then, like I said, I think it's Mothra, Gamera, and then... The three-headed guy was...
Oh, that is the Kang. Even though technically Godzilla is the king of monsters. This
is his nemesis, dude.
Ghidorah. King Ghidorah, baby.
What was was it King Ghidorah? Was it Mech King Ghidorah? Because they had a metal one at one point, or maybe he had like chest metal. So, I'm just thinking... the other Godzilla movie, people kind of weren't happy with it, and I get it. But one thing we didn't see? We didn't see Kong.
Oh, that's that. Like, I know they're building towards Godzilla versus Kong. I would be surprised
if gigantic.
But I would be surprised if we see any of Kong. Like, honestly, if we see him in this movie, it's going to be in the trailer. Because I mean, like, this is all about Godzilla fighting all his old school monsters. I mean, we got Mothra, we got Rodan, freaking King Ghidorah is going to be coming out of the ice.
Dude, those Godzilla movies with him in it are freaking awesome.
And also, can I say this? Please don't suck. Please, don't suck. Because if you jump back to me before the legendary Godzilla movie came out a couple years ago, I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. I love everything about it. And then I almost walked out of the theater. Opening night. So please don't suck. Please.
I'll say this. I am in. There's really no monster they can plug in there that I'm gonna frown at, except for Jaguar. You put Jaguar in a damn movie, and I'm done. I am freaking done.
Well, that just sounds sexy.
Jaguar, look him up. He's garbage. He can get bent and burnt. I hate him.
Man, you're angry. I
don't like
this.
Jaguar. So let's
Clearly.
go into something better.
Okay, then. Where would you like to head?
I'd like to talk about Shazam.
Oh, Shazam!
Dude, I love that trailer. I watched it 3 times.
It's such a fun trailer. And it's so different from everything DC has done because for whatever reason, they got the memo that, you know, everything has to be dark and gritty. Oh, I'm so scary. But then on the flip side, like, here comes Shazam, like, he's a, 13-ish-year-old boy who decides to stand up to bullies.
In a new school.
For his brother, which, dude, by the way...
In that preview, he took that guy's assisted walking device and beat the crap out of those guys.
Yeah, he went WWE. I mean, yeah, he broke a crutch over somebody, and that was awesome.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
But at the same time, it's like, when it gets into the actual superhero stuff, like, this is the most on board with any DC thing I've been since The Dark Knight.
Like you said, it looks different than anything else we've seen. It looks awesome. It makes me smile the entire trailer. It makes me excited. It looks like it's got a good cast. It looks like it's got a good premise because it looks like if your best friend got superpowers, what you would do, you know? I mean, it just... Everything about this looks like the direction DC should have went 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We'll go slimmer. 5 years ago.
Or should have at least thought to do it now, especially since Marvel is just eating their lunch.
Oh, Marvel owns them. Like, they're not even allowed in the same cafeteria.
Wrecked, son, is the term you're using.
Trash. I mean, DC has tried. Don't get me wrong. They have. If you take all the pieces and parts of the things they put out, you get good movies. Wonder Woman was a good movie. It was.
It was a great movie.
Great movie.
So good.
Good production. Good story. There were things about it. I didn't like the villain Ares, but I liked everything else. So that one was kind of a win for them. But I mean, 1 out of 10? I like Man of Steel, but I do admit there are problems with it.
Man of Steel's okay, but it's just like you said, there are issues with it. Yeah.
Sure there is. But you get into Shazam, and this looks like, yes, finally you've got your... And I'm not saying this, it's just a good comparison because Marvel, like you said, is eating their lunch. It's a good Guardian step for them. This is their fun movie.
And see, yes, when you say it's their fun movie, I got that vibe from the word go. Like this is where they're just trying to have fun and do something different. And I really hope that this is where DC really strikes gold and they see, if we try some stuff, people are going to come out and reward us for it. Because, I mean, like, here's the thing. It's like, DC has some great characters in it, both on the villain and hero side of the coin. But for whatever reason, DC has been so just hell damn bent on... Excuse me. I got something in my throat because I had to clear it before the dark and gritty reboot.
You got choked up trying to give them what they want.
And that's all DC does. Like, have some fun with it. It's like, I've seen great things about the Teen Titans Go movie. Apparently, that's all sorts of fun. So if this is like the first domino falling in DC wanting to have fun with their movies, I'm all for it. That said, I'm a little hesitant because, I mean, look around at everything else they've done.
Yeah. Well, and you talk about being hesitant. Let's talk about something else that looks freaking phenomenal from them is Aquaman.
It looks
gives a good promise.
It looks like a hell of a spectacle. I don't know if I can get behind the story, though.
It's kind of from the trailer, and this is from the trailer. I don't want to judge a movie from a 2.5 minute trailer, but it looks all over the place.
Oh, it does, and that's part of the reason was like, this seems neat, but it's like, can we settle it the hell down?
Yeah, let's
Apparently
take it down a scooch. The thing about it is that Aquaman looks amazing. David Momoa, is it David Momoa? Is that right?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Well, I don't want to call him. He looks like a David.
Jason David Momoa.
Jason David Momoa. That's his middle name. Sweet Jason David Momoa. He's an amazing actor. He does a good job. The woohooing that we have insinuated that...
My man! Like, dude, shut up.
No more.
Yeah, like, I'm so glad you said that, because, like, that is one of the things that took me out of the... It's like,
it did.
Badass! Like, oh, Jesus Christ, no. Just like, can you talk like a human being? Is that cool?
I feel like they're trying to incorporate a lot of, like, CW elements. Don't get me wrong. I love Supernatural. I'm excited about Supernatural season 14.
Which, by the way, speaking of CW, we're going to get to DC Universe streaming service.
I'm trying to hold off. I watched that Robin trailer.
Like I said, Batman, marry Wonder Woman, kill Superman.
It just... we'll get there. Okay, so Aquaman, visually, they look like they have really just pumped the money out for this thing. You know, his Atlantis looks awesome. There seems to be a premise there that could work. But like you said, when I hear redheads, aren't they wild? And he jumps out of a plane and yells woohoo. It just, I don't know. He's too bro-y. I can't deal with it.
And that's the thing, is like, I like Jason Momoa as an actor. I loved him as frickin' Khal Drogo, but yeah, like right now with the DC stuff going on, it's like, you might be a bit too bro-y for your own good.
I'm just saying, maybe a James Gunn might go in there and fix some stuff.
Oh, no. Clearly he can't be hired by Hollywood anymore,
hey,
you know.
DC don't care, because let's talk about the next thing on the docket here, the DC Universe Robin movie TV show. Don't get me wrong, the dialogue is less to be desired. The show looks crazy, but it looks like an HBO show.
But at the same time, like, this feels
I don't need
like
half the stuff that goes on in there.
Insanely inappropriate. Like, of all the people, like, why the hell is Dick Grayson the one that comes out and says Batman? Like, if you really want to get into it, like if you want a series with that tagline where the tagline is Batman, you know what it should be? Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it should be.
That was my first thought. I was like, why are we doing Robin at all?
Yes, 1,000%, because guess what? The Red Hood is the Robin that got killed, Jason Todd, which is, you know, if you really want to get a Robin to say F Batman, that
Absolutely.
right there is
that's the one you're
that's
hearing
going to say
from.
F Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they did it is because they had to have him to do the Teen Titans.
But at the same time, and let me play devil's avocado here real quick.
Absolutely.
Get
fruity with it.
The Teen Titans show, the original animated show, has a cult following.
Dude, that show, whoever writes that show is amazing.
The animated Teen Titans Go show, which is currently on air, cleans up at every corner when it comes to ratings. So,
as an adult, I belly laugh.
And that's some good stuff. And this might be why DC is like, yep, we can continue to do what we are doing.
No. Here's the problem. I hate to say it, but DC should have learned from Marvel with, i.e. example, the freaking Inhumans.
Ugh.
Terrible show. Freaking terrible. It's unpalatable. There is no one. you know what? Twitter, please, if you are a fan of that show, please reach out to me and explain to me why I should be. I would love to hear this argument or pitch for this show. It's unpalatable. It's garbage. Okay? And so DC is like, well, it looks like the problem was just budget, so we'll just blow a bunch of money on it. I mean, you got Gotham, for God's sakes, which is, in my opinion, IMO, it's a freaking horrid show. It's boring.
No, I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, if we're talking about the DC Universe streaming series, I kind of feel like there's a whole lot that fans of our ilk is going to like. First of all, $7.99 for a monthly fee. Yes, you
Very
can
true.
drop... Right now, hold on, you can drop $75 to get a year subscription plus 3 months. So if you think you're going to be a day one subscriber for the DC Universe subscription series, that might be an idea. But at the same time, like, let's just talk about what DC streaming brings to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit it up. Give us the
Brings
details.
us most of all the live action stuff except for CW, so you're not going to get your Arrow,
Get
your
Netflix.
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. You get Netflix or Hulu. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You also get a streaming service of all of their, I believe it's all, maybe don't check me on that. Oh, by the way, Batman the Animated Series is going to be in high def.
Yes.
Put it in my veins.
What else? I mean, do I get the movies, Landon?
I believe you do. I believe you
Those
get access
movies.
to some of those movies.
Those
I don't know if
animated
it's all of them.
movies.
Oh, animated?
Half
yes.
of them.
Yeah,
Half of
guess
them.
what? Slam dunk. You get all of them.
Dude, those things are amazing. You want to know what DC does well? Animated movies.
Animated,
I don't care if
yeah.
you're into them or not. They're amazing. The stories are amazing.
Andrea Romero is the genius behind every inch of DC animated, and she is a wonderful, glorious instrument.
I'm not an
of God,
anime
so-
fan. I don't care about it. It doesn't attract me. It's not my thing. That's me. But I will watch those. I love those. I mean, there's so much good, I hate to say this, so much good cartoon acting. That is, I don't know if that's a real thing. But
No,
the way
it
they're
definitely
done,
is a
it
real
makes
thing.
you feel. It makes you
but-
feel.
But the term you're looking for is voice acting.
There you go. And Mark Hamill is the
Oh my
Joker.
God, Mark Hamill's the Joker.
He is my Joker. My Joker.
As much as I love everything that Heath Ledger did, and he's an amazing Joker, Mark Hamill is the Joker.
That voice, you can't beat it.
No, you can't. Okay, so one last thing I want to say on DC Universe streaming service. There's going to be a quote-unquote cultivated service of comics to read. And if I'm going to be honest, that is the biggest thing that's drawing me into this service. Yeah, I can watch Teen Titans, the original. I have that on DVD. Yeah, I can watch, Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, I got that on DVD. But the fact that I can now stream comics and I can pick, whatever I want to read, I think that's cool.
Everything else we've talked about, you can get anywhere else, like you said. Anywhere else. Hulu, buy it. Name a streaming thing. I know I named Hulu, but name a streaming thing, buy it. And I don't know. You can go to your local comic book store, as you should. But some of those aren't in print anymore. Some of those may be a little harder to find. And here's the thing. DC's like, pay us $8, you can read it as many times as you want. I'm going to tell you right now.
That's a beautiful thing. Oh,
I'm going to be looking for one series in particular because a buddy told me about it. I've only seen pieces of it. I've never read it as a whole. I'm going to find the DC 1 Million series. That's me. It's amazing from what I understand. I'm jumping on it.
Hey, go for it, dude. And the fact that you can drop $7.99 a month.
That's nothing.
Yeah, it's
It's
less
two comic
than
books.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's less than Netflix, and you get more things than you can watch in a day or 1,000.
I mean, that's just nuts. Just breathe it in, everybody.
I think that you want to talk about precedents that need to be set. That's one. I would be okay if Disney were to follow suit with all the Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I would be okay with that. So, Glass. That's an interesting looking movie.
Yeah, it is. And can I get in here before we go any further?
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't seen the original. I haven't seen Unbreakable.
Really?
No. I
own that.
I appreciate the Kimmy Schmidt saga, but I haven't seen the series or the movie.
You need to see Unbreakable. I've seen half a Split. I had to kind of step out in the middle of it, so.
Okay, well, that's the biggest thing I want to talk about coming out of the Glass trailer. Not only is it a continuation of that franchise, apparently they're bringing in the Split series, which,
oh yeah,
holy smokes, I had no idea until I saw that trailer.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be a part of that universe. And
no, he is very much a part of this universe.
He is. He's
might
crawling on a lot of people.
He might end up being the Magneto of this universe.
Oof. Now, Samuel Jackson, I can tell, is trying to play it cool and trying to be this,
Because he's Sam Jackson.
He's freaking Sam Jackson. But the thing about it is like, he is a big personality to kind of... I know he's not. He is the main, but not the main. And then you have Bruce Willis, which I know you haven't seen Unbreakable, but it's an amazing movie. It is an amazing movie because it gives, to me it is. I love the movie for the simple fact that it gives you a taste of what real superheroes in a real world would be. How they would discover themselves, how they would bring themselves to be more than just average Joe working a job. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend it. However you can watch it. If you want to come by here and grab it, I mean, whatever. Next time you're in, I have it. So, I in my mind, I want to switch my DVD out for a Blu-ray. It's so amazing. So,
So you're that big of a proponent of the original series?
I love it. It's just. I liked M. Night for a long time.
Shyamalan.
M. Night. I am not in the state of mind to try to say this man's last name.
Yeah, calm down. So, you're like 2 steps away from doing a hacky morning zoo joke. So just calm down.
What do you mean a hacky? That's real comedy.
Oh, I don't mean anything. Please, morning zoo.
No, sorry. But M. Night, I wanted to like The Village, but he ruined it.
Interesting concept, but yeah, once it's revealed,
dude,
like,
the end of that movie is
that's
freaking
really
terrible.
Dumb. Yeah.
So, I enjoy. I liked Sixth Sense. Unbreakable is amazing.
They alive, damn it.
Signs was okay. M. Night, don't get me started on After Earth. Garbage. In fact, I heard he walked away in this thing at some points. So.
Well, yeah, because Will Smith wanted to direct for his son, Jaden Smith.
Yeah, that worked out. So anyway, he's a real big star now.
I don't know about that. Please don't sue me, Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. He's got ears everywhere.
I'm terrified of him.
He's in your bedroom. Nightmare on my street. He... I think M. Night needs a win. Don't get me wrong, Split was pretty good from what I saw of it, and I've heard nothing but positive things from it, but he needs a win.
Yeah, also, I haven't seen Split, so I'm clearly the worst person to talk to about all of this stuff, but the fact that they're able to, weave that universe into the M. Night universe, that's really cool, and also, I almost feel like I need to go back and watch some stuff, just so I can see, the fact that Split is now in the M. Night universe.
Oh, yeah, well, it's supposedly the last 30 seconds of the movie connects it. So.
Oh, so it's literally the last seconds?
And yeah, you watch the whole movie and you get the character, and then the last 30 seconds, as always with a Shyamalan movie.
What does it come in with Bruce Willis?
You get a twist.
Hey, Yabba dabba doo.
Well, you've got Laura. Is it Laura Paulson? Is that her name?
Her name was Robert Paulson.
I think that's her name. But she's amazing. She's been in, I think all of, don't quote me this because I haven't seen them all yet, but all of the American Horror Story shows. All the seasons. She is an amazing actress. If you haven't seen those, she's an amazing actress. She does a great job.
Haven't seen any of that stuff.
She's in Ocean 8 too. So.
Neato Cheeto.
She's a good actress. So, I think she can add a lot as this therapist that seems to be in there. So, they get a pretty all-star cast. We'll see how it turns out. I know when you talk about a specific thing of people, I think that would probably be one of them. So, and speaking of a very specific array of people, I want to talk about Overlord.
Oh, damn, yes. This is a trailer that you brought to my attention. Holy smokes, it's kind of like, hey, you hate Nazis? Well, guess what? It's a World War II movie. You hate the occult? Well, apparently that's been mixed up in it too, and here we are. Overlord. Not Overwatch, by the way.
Not Overwatch. Overlord.
By the way, Overwatch has a new character. It's a hamster and a mechanical ball.
That
Strap
cool.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, G-Force.
His nickname was Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, nice. Was Galifianakis a part of his recruitment?
No, I don't.
It was in the movie that we walked out of, me and my son. So, the Overlord movie looks so nuts. It looks like something back to the old horror action movies that we remember. World War II, zombies, kind of what we were talking off air, a Wolfenstein-esque premise.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. I'm sorry. It just looks awesome as a movie. I'm all for it. I'm in. So, if you guys haven't seen it, watch it. It's nuts.
Yeah, it was one of those trailers that I had no idea until Matt pointed it out to me, and after watching, I'm like, oh, that looks neat. I'm not saying that this movie is going to end up being, the second coming of Citizen Kane or anything riveting like that, but at the same time, just the concept. It's because, in history, we've always heard the rumors that, Nazis were trying to do some occult and, black magic-ish going on with, them being terrible human beings because, they're Nazis. But the fact that Hollywood has finally decided to, lean into it and make a movie, I think that's cool. Granted, I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but it should be interesting regardless.
Yeah. So, I'm down. I'm down for it.
All right, yeah, so a ton of stuff happening at Comic-Con. Unfortunately, the real life sometimes does happen, and we have some deaths to talk about. First is the creator of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man himself, Steve Ditko. And also, if you're a fan of the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse and stuff like that, John Schnepp passed away. He passed from a stroke, so that is some sad stuff. There's no good way to talk about the past, but at the same time, I do want to shine a light and glorify what these people did. I mean, Steve Ditko, if it wasn't for Steve Ditko, we wouldn't have Spider-Man, we wouldn't have Doctor Strange at all. And me personally, it's I grew up on all of the, Adult Swim stuff on Cartoon Network with John Schnepp, especially. I'm a metal kid, so I loved Metalocalypse, and him and Brendan Smalls, that was their thing, and unfortunately, John Schnepp passed away this week due to complications from a stroke. So, rest in power, man.
Yeah, man, it's just hard to lose people that have been these driving forces or these creative minds that, develop your favorite thing. It's hard to think that will ever end, or that mind that made that world will ever go away. But that's the spin of life that we live in. So,
that's the thing. Nobody gets out alive. Spoiler alert.
Nope. Spoiler alert on Life. You don't make it out alive.
But all that being said, rest in peace, John Snebb. Or rather, rest in power because you're heavy metal. And then, of course, Steve Ditko, thank you for giving us Doctor Strange as well as Spider-Man. But, Matt, while we're closing it out, is there anything else we need to talk about?
There was a couple things. Predator. It had a good trailer, but we've seen some other ones from it. It looks cool. I'm ready for another Predator movie.
Once again, going back to the Godzilla train, but I really don't want this to suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck.
Please don't bomb it. Clone Wars is back, guys.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting.
That's a big one. What's not a big
also,
one in my mind is... And also,
while we're at it, DC Universe, if we're going to go back to that, Season 3 of Young Justice, that's where that's going to happen.
Oh, there you go. Something not to get excited about, in my mind, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting rebooted.
Really? Yeah. You're not on board with that, are you?
Nah, I wasn't on board at the first time, and now I'm definitely not on board.
Why's that?
I don't know. Vampires are boring to me. and that's me, man. That's my opinion. Don't get hurt about it or anything like that, but it's just, I just don't care. And now that they're rebooting it, I'm like, oh, it's going to be Teen Wolf on MTV all over again. So, I don't care. So, but I would bring it up for the people who do care.
And I mean, like obviously there's a fan base for Joss and everything he's done. And it's like, if done right, I could see a reboot of Buffy being cool, but at the same time,
sure.
If you're rebooting any of your properties, why isn't it Firefly?
Yeah, I know, and I don't understand any of that.
Granted, we're never going to get any more Firefly.
No, I mean, heck, everybody's too old almost at this point to do it.
Yeah, like Adam Baldwin is more worried about, attacking the Constitution and dunking on libtards and stuff like that.
Well, if you're wanting some crazy political stuff, the Purge TV series is coming. That was introduced.
Yeah, that's a thing. The Purge has
nuts.
a TV series, 10 episodes.
Goofy,
why?
Crazy. Let's see. It's set for USA Network and Sci-Fi. So, as we all know, Sci-Fi is good at giving away things that is really good. I don't know, The Expanse. Which is an awesome show. If you haven't watched it, get in it.
I've heard great things about it.
I want to say there was some Judge Dredd talk. Roswell gets a reboot. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that came up. The Gifted is going to be another season. There was a lot of continuations and stuff like that. There was supposedly was some footage of Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I had
just heard about
some
it.
Rumblings about that, but at the same time, I never saw any footage from Wonder Woman 84.
Okay. I didn't either. I just heard about it. I was like, oh, okay. There was more about Venom revealed. There was Cloak and Dagger drops. Evidently, we're getting more on the Mega Man show movie thing.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. We didn't get any reveals of Guardians 3, which that might have been hampered by the whole James Gunn stuff, but it's coming out of Infinity Wars and Ant-Man and the Wasp, you would have thought Marvel would have had something to tide people over, but no, Marvel's shrug emoji. We got a camper where you can go talk to grief counselors for the Infinity Wars, which, by the way,
right,
that is hilarious. That is so great.
I will say there's a couple things that maybe we don't cover as much. Walking Dead, big news. Big news. Andrew Lincoln's walking away from it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Coral's dad is leaving.
Yep. Well, he's dead. Spoiler alert. Coral. Do you see it in the water? The It Chapter 2 was some footage was thrown out there. So if you guys are big into It, I know we don't talk about a lot of horror movies, but I will say, if you haven't seen the first chapter, amazing.
That was a really good movie. Yeah. I don't even like horror movies, but
I love horror movies, and I was happy to be in that. This one's just fun, and I know I feel like you're gonna not be into this, but Top Gun 2 Maverick, there was some stuff that announced Jennifer Connelly, I guess, is joining the cast, and I'm not sure if there was any footage, but
interesting.
I'm kind of interested in it. Supposedly it's supposed to revolve around an old Maverick and Goose's son, so
yeah. Okay, I might be out on that. Like going back to the whole Jurassic Park thing, and Jeff Goldblum. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Just in closing, there's a couple of things. Doctor Who season 11 kicked off, so people are excited about that. There was a lot of Whovians there. Annabelle 3 was confirmed. If you guys like horror movies, yet again, it's not something we normally cover, but I feel like there's a lot of horror movie people out there. But one of the things we did watch, and it takes us back to Trailer Town, was the slight, very brief Iron Fist Season 2 that I can't imagine a whole lot of people were excited about.
What? I mean, okay, first of all, nobody was excited for it, and second of all, nobody was expecting it, but...
No.
Am I going to lose credit if I say I think the trailer for Season 2 looks halfway decent?
You know why? Because it looks like the last episode of Season 1 that was worth it. I know you and Justin couldn't get through it.
Who?
But if you had, and you'd watched all the train wreck up until the point you got to see the engine, it was worth it. So, to me, they've done a lot of growing of his character in different iterations. Defenders, I think, did. And if you've watched Season 2 of Luke Cage, super highly recommend. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not through Luke Cage Season 2,
Dude.
but the fact that the Iron Fist shows up and he's not a complete chud.
He's not a tool. He's awesome. He's like, dude, he literally looks at Luke Cage and goes, "What are you doing?" So, I'm super into that.
In all honesty, that was the best part, or that's what was the best part of Iron Fist in the original Defenders, is when everybody's like, dude, shut up. Like, stop getting drunk on your own hype.
So, the only other thing I want to mention, and this is for something that I know you're passionate about, at least from a creation standpoint, George R.R. Martin has got a new movie called Night Flyers. TV series. And you're never going to get that last book, guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not taking care of himself, and he's doing 1,000 things. So put it 2 and 2 together.
He's going to bury himself underneath a pile of pepperoni pizzas.
Pepperoni pizzas. But Night Flyers, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. Looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
I haven't, so I'll have to go check it out because...
Check it out.
Definitely I am a fan of George R.R. Martin, but at the same time, like you said, it's like, I am very much a fan of the, I guess, ideas that he builds, not necessarily the follow.
His world building. Yeah. So, definitely check that out. It was very... Night Flyers, you had to know, like, it just came up on my feed, and that's the only reason I watched it. So, it wasn't something I found. So, evidently there was a Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, by the way, too. I'll just add that in. I don't know.
Well, I mean, turtles are always going to be cool.
Yeah, well, when you put
Ninja.
When you put a bad April O'Neil in there, I can't get behind it. So,
yeah, bad April O'Neil's better than most people. So.
True. So, That's really all the little tidbits and, throw-ins in there. There's one thing I haven't mentioned that there was a lot of, and if you want it, you know where to go get it. And I'll talk on that as we close.
Oh dear, well don't hesitate with that tease. Why don't you just go ahead and lay into us so we can go ahead and head into the go home.
Sure. There's a lot of Star Trek news. There's a lot of Discovery news. And there's a lot of things that are going on in the Star Trek world. You know where you can find all those things?
Wait, do you have a podcast that talks about Star Trek and Star Trek Discovery?
It's funny you should say that. Tracking Trek Podcast is where you can find all that news, because we are releasing small message buoys for everybody to get this. So if you care about any of that, or any of the news that has come from Comic-Con, or before that for the new season, hey, Tracking Trek Podcast, jump on it. You can hit us up on Tracking Trek Pod on Twitter, or you can hit us up at trackingtrekpodcast@gmail.com. All those things will get you there. Landon, don't you have some Wheels That Spin content out?
Oh, holy smokes. It's the wheels are always spinning whether or not I have content. Twitter.com/Landoz, LANDOZ. That's where you can find the latest musings from me. 280 characters at a time. I also run a website, buttmunchchips.com. Buttmunchchips.
Sit on your butt and munch.
Look at that, you get to do both of the voices.
I know.
That's where you can find the exclusively posted Game of Thrones Talk, aka God Talk, where myself and Hunter East break down each episode of HBO's award-winning series, Season 7, as a matter of fact, of HBO's Game of Thrones. We have no idea when that's coming back, so, emoji shrug. In the meantime, myself and Justin Kritzinger, you might know him from this podcast, not necessarily this podcast, whatever. He and I like to talk about the sweet science of professional wrestling, so you can find not Game of Thrones Talk, Near Fall Radio, baby. Near Fall Radio. That's exclusively posted at buttmunchchips.com, but also in the iTunes Music Store. So be sure and search Near Fall Radio and hit that subscribe button, and you know what? All your ails will fix themselves.
I think there's one more thing. What's that in here? Ding, ding. Morning Monorail. If you guys are interested in Walt Disney and the theme park as it is, and getting there and living it,
that's bull.
You can jump on it with Justin and his family, who talk about it exclusively.
Oh,
hey.
Oh.
You can jump on the Morning Monorail, and that Twitter is at Morning Monorail. If you guys want to jump out and let Justin and his family know how you feel about the park, or things you've learned, or just general
every
interest.
Monday. God,
every Monday you can just get it. So jump on the Morning Monorail. Ding ding. I think that's all the plugs we got.
I think so. See, this is why we really need Dad to, keep us on track, because otherwise we're just going to ramble. So, I think you're cool, right?
I'm good.
So for the absent Justin Kritzinger and the somewhat here Matt Weaver, my name is President Landon Doan. We thank you for joining us on an edition of Nerd News Cafe. You've been great. We've been Nerd News. We'll see you next time.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to say until next time.
Yeah, good enough.